than they are going to go with the sniper. They need to be worried if he does start to head back, if Miposhka is going to be there or not. That's really the trap they're trying to lay down in front of Secret. And Secret, they're kind of onto this. That's why they're just sitting in these trees down low on behind this tower.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Ghostic, he's actually going to go all the way through. The torrent's going to come in. It's going to hit on King R. He might be in a little bit of trouble as the Spectral Dagger hits on him as well. Puppy's going to make the TP over. He's going to be under tower now. He has not used that Frostbite just yet. They're actually looking for Ghostic. They don't continue to roll on King R. He's going to use that Shadow Word, and now he's got the Fatal Bonds out on Yapzor and Puppy. There is the Frostbite, as well as X marks the spot. They're going to try and set it up with the torrent, but the call comes out on 2. He's going to get himself 1 in Puppy, looking for another one in Yapzor, and it's 2 kills going the way of Empire, as Ghostic gets 1 on Puppy, and Miposhka gets the other one on the Kunkka Yapzor. It's about a 1,700 net worth advantage. We take a look over at Chappie. He's now hit with that torrent. They're going to use the Black Hole as well, just to secure this kill on Chappie. So if this information coming over is going to be Ghostic as well as King R, they're going to use the Haunt, so they do spot out this smoke immediately. That's going to be used to go over mid, as it is going to be mid 1 getting the kill on FM. But here comes Blink Call on 2. He's going to get the dunk out on mid 1. They're going to continue to move on forward. There's the X marks the spot, as well as the torch to stop Ghostic in his steps. Top 2 net worth are mid 1 and then Kezu, but there's the Blink with the call. They've got the Battle Hunger out on Kezu as well. The Black Hole comes out on 2, but there's the counter Helix to get the kill, the Haunt to get away. And let's see where MP has ended up. Meanwhile, Ghostic's going to be killed off. There's the Freezing Field, but it's going to be stopped by the Chaotic Offering. Puppy's going to try and run away. He's hit with that Fatal Bonds, and the Ghost Ship's going to come on through onto King R. Meanwhile, FN's going to get the kill on MP. Chappie's going to come around, try and get himself a kill on the TPing out. So Miposhka actually going to be dusted up. They're going to spot him, get the X mark spot as well as the shrapnel down. They're trying to get that torrent to land on him. Tier 2. And the Overgrowth comes on through. Miposhka going to hit by that Assassinate, but Yapzor has already got himself a kill. Meanwhile, he's going to be hit by that Blink Call. They go high ground. They're going to be looking into the faces of Empire, and there's the Eidolons doing the scouting, and Ghostic just going to hit away and clean him up. But now X marks the spot comes out as well as the Blade Mail pop by Ghostic. He's going to get hit by that torrent, and now here comes the boat. He's going to get very low. He's going to be cleaned up immediately. Here comes the Chaotic Offering. That's going to stop MP. He's going to use himself that Haunt. The Black Hole is going to come on through on the Chappie. They're going to bring him about half health, and now the Sanity's Eclipse is going to follow it up. They're going to kill off Poppy. They're going to kill off Kezu, and they're going to continue to roll inside of Empire. There's the Blink on forward, but mid 1, he's off on the cliff. He's going to continue to hit away at Chappie. Chappie's getting very low. He's going to get very low. He's going to armlet tug himself to safety and get out with the 4-step of FN. Well, there's the scan coming out from Empire. They do know that a couple of them are here. It's going to be MP. MP's in a little bit of trouble. There's the Blink as well as the Infest as well as the Blade Mail pop by Ghostic. They're going to get themselves an immediate kill. By this jungle area towards top. Smoke's going to break. There's the Hex as well as the Blink to call the Haunt. It is coming through, but I'm not too sure they want to continue on forward, and backing off is going to be Secret. Ghostic trying to take the long way around. Puppy's nearby. The Shadow Blade used. Coming over is Miposhka trying to make a move. There's the Sentry Ward. Does it spot him? It does have him in vision. There's the Blink forward with the Overgrowth out on 2. They're trying to get something with the Blink call. That's going to come out on 2 as well, but the raining down is going to come through on Miposhka. He's going to be the first one to die because he's going to drop to Chappie, and now MP might be in a little bit of trouble. He's hit by those open wounds, but he uses that Spectral Dagger. He'll get out, and it will just be for the time. There's the Blink call going to come through. We take a look. Yapzor in a bit of trouble. He'll fall as I continue to drop the ball on the camera work. So hitting away is mid 1 as he was forced to buy back. And Empire, they know it's their time. They're up 20,000 net worth. Chappie continuing to get hit down low and blinking forward is FN. He's going to get that Hex. He's going to try and bring down mid 1 one more time. And he's dead for 95 seconds. And with that, GG is called. And Empire will take game 1. And Wraith King comes out from Secret. So mid Timbersaw. Nice, guys. Meanwhile, up top, Fade Bolt's going to come through. They get King R. And it will be First Blood going the way of Yapzor on this Rubik. Give him a little bit of space, and all of a sudden he goes hard. But now they're going to get themselves the Frostbite as well as the Wraithfire Blast. He's stunned up for a little bit, and he's going to actually get that Shockwave as well as the Skewer. They turn it around, get themselves a kill on MP, and now Miposhka, he might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the Frostbite, mid 1 comes in, and there's the Fade Bolt as well as the last hit coming out from Puppy. So you take a look again, Miposhka up top. Just have Infernal Blade as well as the War Stomp. So they have enough to lock him down, but it really depends on if Ghostic can do anything. Meanwhile, the Frostbite comes out as well as the Wraithfire Blast. Ghostic is going to be a little bit of trouble. There's the Crystal Nova as well as the War Stomp. They're looking to get this kill on MP, but now a Wraithfire Blast comes out on Miposhka. So still alive is MP, just trying to run away. Skewer on the money. And King R will get himself a kill, a second one on MP. There's the Frostbite Thunderstrike coming out on Puppy. They're still trying to chase him out. Ghost Stick, not enough for Shockwave or Skewer, but now trying to turn it around is going to be mid one. He gets Whirling Death as well as the Chakram kill on King R. The War Stomp will stop him for just a moment, but let's see, can he go in with the Timber Chain? It is going to hit. He doesn't have enough for Whirling Death, so it looks as though Miposhka is going to live for the time being. Nobody coming over mid just yet, but in comes a Wild Rubik. Yapzor is here, and the Whirling Death is used by mid one. It's a double kill for this Timbersaw. See what happens. There's the TP in by Yapzor. There's the Kinetic Field as well as the Thunder Strike, and they're going to end up using the RP. So now they might be in a little bit of trouble. Here comes mid one. He gets one. There's the Static Storm, and he's going to be glimpsed all the way back. Ghost Stick might be in a little bit of trouble. He just TPs out, but he's sent back, and he's been sent back into a good position. Chappie, he's going to be killed off. MP and Kids are going to continue to run down with Miposhka, and he's going to try and run himself out, but MP, he's ready with that Wraithfire Blast. If he had just gotten vision of Miposhka, he would have been in a lot of trouble. So mid one, he makes the TP over, gets the kill on onto Chappie, or actually onto FN, excuse me. Over bottom, but we took a look over mid. Fire Blast comes out on King R. He might be in a little bit of trouble. There's a Static Link used by Yapzor. They're going to look to get themselves one in King R, and now they continue to come over. There's the Freezing Field. The RP is going to be used. Ghost Stick's going to try and find something, but the Freezing Field, they get 1, 2, then 3, and Empire, they're going to look to lose a 4th, as it's a double kill for the Rubik God of Yapzor.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So coming over is going to be Empire. They're going to try and find something, and there's the Kinetic Field. It looks as though mid one might be in a little bit of trouble. The Static Storm is going to come on through. They haven't even gotten themselves Roche just yet. Here comes the Freezing Field. It's raining down from Puppy. It looks as though they've got one, they've got two, and now they're looking for more. Chappie's trying to run away from mid one, and he's going to get blown on by MP. And there's the Wraithfire Blast as well as the kill. They do get the Doom off on Omni Knight, but they lose everybody but Ghost Stick, and it's a 4-for-0 trade as Secret. So as much as these towers look like Protoss towers, you cannot rebuild anymore. And here Yapzor comes in with a Repel. He's going to get the Telekinesis off as well as the Stolen Skewer. Chappie's going to be pulled back into Secret's side. There's the Static Storm laid down on a couple on Secret, but that is nowhere near enough to save the life of Chappie and Secret. They've invaded the base of Empire. They're going to continue to roll on King R. So they're going to lose that tier 3. There's the Telekinesis. Freezing Field comes down. They'll lose Miposhka. Mid one still alive. What can you do on Empire? As this Timbersaw is just running through the entire base of Empire, there's nothing they can do. They're going to continue to try and go in with those Whirling Axes. Mid one's still alive. They're going to take out King R as they took Ghost Stick off camera. Miposhka's going to be run down. There's the Telekinesis Fade Bolt. Yapzor with another one, and GG is called by Empire. 30-8 as Secret lay the smackdown on them. Now Team Empire, they're going to go with the Storm Spirits, played by MP, and they actually take a look. There's the Rolling Boulder coming in on King R. He's going to have the Telekinesis, and it actually stuns up 2 more, and King R, there it is. First Blood goes the way of mid one. Staying back. Meanwhile, there's the Rolling Boulder coming in as well as the Blink, as well as the Shadow Strike coming out from mid one. FN trying to stay alive. And Static Hit is going to hit hard, and actually, he's going to get Yapzor before he falls. The Static Remnant. Yapzor is going to fall, and that is not the 1-for-1 that maybe Secret had in mind, but now Yapzor, he's up top. He doesn't really mind going down. There's the Rolling Boulder in. That's going to hit on Ghost Stick. He might be in a little bit of trouble. They're going to try and get the Battery Assault to slow down MP, and now they do, but Miposhka, he might have found himself in a little bit of trouble, but actually he tries to turn this around, as now it's the Overwhelming Odds coming through, still with the Battery Assault. So Miposhka's got to watch out. There's the duel coming through, and it will be the kill as Chappie. He'll follow it up with the raises, and they get the kill. But mid one, he comes in with the blink and scream. Rolling Boulder forward, blink with the scream. Shadow Strike out on Chappie. Telekinesis comes through. They're going to end up using the Sonic Wave of Quap. Mid one gets the kill. They might look for more in King R. Gonna go through the trees, behind the tower, and mid one really could just blink past the tower's range if he wants to. That's exactly what he does. Rolling Boulder comes through. They caught a glimpse of anybody on Secret. Take a look over to Legion Commander. Ghost Stick. They're gonna throw the Overwhelming Odds. They're gonna get the duel out. There's the Ball Lightning coming through. Terribly might be in a little bit of trouble, but there's the Sonic Wave. Can he get the Thunder off in time? He's gonna drop to FN. But now they try to turn it around on King R. There's the Telekinesis coming through. The Ball Lightning is gonna be out by FN. They're gonna try and stop him one more time. The Scream just not enough as he does finish off that TP. King R, is he going to be so lucky? No, there's the Boulder Smash, and Yapzor with another Kobe shot. I mean, that was point blank, but they do end up stopping the TP. Empire, they're starting to hit their marks with some of these items. Let's see how well it works for them with just the sheer fact of how farmed Terrorblade and mid 1 are. They're going to smoke up his 3, Puppey, Kezu, as well as MP are going to come on over. Silence Up is going to be the Storm Spirit. They get the magnetized out on a couple. There's a Chaotic Offering going to be dropped down as well as the wall. They've got themselves 2 in both King R and Ghost Stick. They're going to try and run away. Continue to move in as he just avoids the rolling boulder. He will zip very far out, FN. The Shadow Word's still ticking him down quite a bit. He'll be able to escape as they do lose the Legion Commander as well as the Rubik, and they're actually going to come in again. They're going to try and get Chappie, and now they're trying to get the Boulder Smash. Yapzor again, he blinks Boulder Smash. There's the dust. There's the kill. At some point, I feel like they have to make a move. They'll be forcing their hand. There's the Shadow Blade Chappie. He's going to be right under mid 1, and there it is. There's the blink as well as the duel. It's going to come on through, and now they might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the Chaotic Offering going to come on in, and now a hook shot comes in from Maposhka. They've already taken out mid 1. There's the Sunder to keep MP alive. Chappie's going to get very low. He's got that BKB, but it's not going to be enough, as MP is going to find himself another kill. So they've got 3. Meanwhile, they do lose their Warlock as well as another in mid 1, but it's a triple kill just like that. Maybe a bit of trouble. Hook shot comes through, not going to hit on anybody, but there's the Boulder Smash. That's going to hit on Maposhka. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble. There's the Orca coming out from mid 1. BKB popped around the horn. Here comes the Requiem. And now they might be in a little bit of trouble. Mid 1, he's actually getting very low. The duel is out. Mid 1 just blinks away. But they're going to zip on forward. There's the Ball Lightning. Mid 1 still getting chased out by FN. But the Boulder Smash is going to come on through. But the BKB is going to be used by FN, so he's still alive. Here comes the Magnetize. They don't end up getting that kill on mid 1. He's going to run away. And now they're going to have to Ball Lightning away. But here comes the rolling Boulder. And no Boulder Smash as he gets silenced up by that Orchid. They've taken out Maposhka. They've taken out King R. And MP is going to get another one in FN. So they look towards bottom. They look towards taking this tier 3. There it is. And they look towards taking these racks. Mid 1 just going to show himself, and he doesn't have the Aegis. It's actually MP who has it, but they'll take this set of racks, and now they'll lead 23,000, 24,000 net worth. Is going to stop them from going in on to mid 1, and now they look even further for another set of racks. Go in, get this extra set mid, and why not? They'll go top. They'll look for more. They're going to look to get Mega Creeps, really just finish off the game. Nothing stopping them. FN, he finally TPs back to base, but they're going to lose this tier 3 at top at least. The Fade Bolt comes through. Conjure Image is going to be used by MP and continue to work with these racks. There it is. There's the Metamorphosis, double damage, and he will melt those towers. There's the duel on the back end. They're trying to get themselves a kill onto Kezu, and find it. So they trade 1 for 1. Darkseer dead. Chappie's going to get himself back alive. There's a Sonic Wave coming out on Chappie. Chappie's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to get that Requiem off, but there's the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Magnetize. It looks as though they're going to continue to go in onto Chappie. 3 dead, and it is actually 4 as Maposhka had to buy back. It could be Maposhka dying again before the ancient goes down, but no. 35-16 Secret. They win game 3. They win the series.